Hello, welcome to the program, The Issues with Topsy Gimba. The Issues is a program that comes to you on ASO Television, channel 392, where we discuss national issues. The program gives us that opportunity to interview those who make news, to talk with us on a particular issue or issues that require the society to get to know basically and how to adjust itself for the purpose of development. This edition this morning, I promise, is going to be yet another good one to be watched. So I simply urge you to stay tuned and give much of your attention and listen to what the newsmakers have for us this morning on this program, The Issues. Of course, with me in the studio, a respected legal person, in the person of Ijeoma Fynecountry. She is a lawyer by profession. I've been practicing it for quite some time. She's a member of the Intellectual Disability Court Cluster Right in Action project, alongside Mr. Tobi Thomas, self-advocate, Intellectual Disability Cluster Right in Action. They'll be telling us issues related to Down syndrome. You know, in a society today where children are born with some kind of deficiency, and that affects them to a very large level, they don't relate very well in society. They have taken upon themselves how best they can encourage parents and the society to see to their inclusion in the society. And this is exactly what they'll be talking this morning on ASO Television. Let me quickly unveil my guests by welcoming Barrister Ijeoma Fynecountry. It's a pleasure having you on the program this morning.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. It's my pleasure to be here.
Thank you. Alongside Barrister Ijeoma Fynecountry, I have Tobi Thomas David. It's a pleasure having you on ASO Television.
Thank you, sir. It's a pleasure to be here, sir.
Thank you. Yeah, if somebody asks you, Barrister, what is Down syndrome?
Well, Down syndrome is a chromosomal disorder, let me put it that way, whereby there's an extra chromosome for every person that is born with Down syndrome. Unlike the normal or the regular one, because all of them are normal, the regular one that is 46, a person born with Down syndrome has an extra one making his or her own 47, right? And this particular anomaly, if I can put it that way, happens during the cell division at conception. So it's not like it's a disease or something that just come upon someone or anything that related to spiritual. Is just something that happens randomly, coincidentally during conception.
Okay. So what do you want to demystify it? Are they rejected in the society? I feel that particular aspect of life in someone's life should be demystified.
Well, actually, let me start by saying properly that I will not only be speaking to or for Down syndrome this morning. I'm speaking generally for all intellectual disability, which includes, of course, persons that have with Down syndrome, autism, cerebral palsy, and other intellectual and developmental disability, right? So if you're asking me specifically,
well, yeah, when I'm being specific, not necessarily that I'm restricting your scope of
thinking.
You own the project.
Okay, so you notice that we know that in the society that there's a lot of myths, a lot of stereotypes, a lot of misinformation concerning persons that have intellectual disability, which is cultural, even religious. Some people will say, oh, they are witches, or it's because somebody, your grandfather in the village did not like you. They come up with all kind of theories, saying that is why someone had intellectual disability. But, as part of the program or part of the project under the Right in Action project we are pushing is to say that, no, some of these things is just another way of being human, right? Another way of being human, and we are just there to inform the society and educate them about what intellectual disability is all about. That, like I said, personally, I call it another way of being human, right? All of us cannot be the same. It's just another way of being human. And today we are here with, as a cluster, intellectual disability cluster of the Right in Action project, to push for that, to show that we are all humans, therefore we are deserving of human rights. And therefore we are talking today demystifying a narrative or stories surrounding persons that have intellectual disability to say they are human, properly human, normal human, like every one of us, and they can do great things, and they've have the rights. They've got the right which needed to
do
be
anything
protected.
like we do.
Yes, and which needed to be protected. Yes.
Why do you call it intellectual disability? Why the use of the word intellectual?
Okay, it's full intellectual and developmental disability because, of course, most people that have intellectual disability that are born, like I said, Down syndrome, autism, cerebral palsy, you notice that mostly they do not have a physical disability. An example is Mr. Tobi right here. He does not have any kind of physical disability. His disability is more of an intellectual one than physical. And you discover that that is why most time you see that the society, when it comes to policies, when it comes to people reckoning with them, they say, oh, nobody really talk about it. They say, oh, this one is a forgotten issue, it's a gone issue, right? Because you're not seeing any kind of physical disability with that person. The person is not blind. The person does not have, mobility issues and all that. So they don't. And we discover that they are neglected, they are underrepresented in the society, whether even under the government policies, right? And that is what the Right in Action project is pushing. The Right in Action project is actually pushing for, to highlight the issue concerning and affecting persons with, the underrepresented groups within the general disability communities, to highlight them and, push for their rights as a human right, no longer as a charity, right?
Yes. As a human right.
Yes, as a human right.
Okay. Let me get back to Tobi Thomas. You are self-advocate.
Yes.
How old are you?
I'm 28 years old.
28 years old.
Yes.
Okay. How do you relate in the society for you to become self-advocate to issues related to what Barrister Ijeoma said?
So, growing up in a community where people look down.
Stay normal. Don't swing your chair.
All right. Growing up in a community where people look down on you as a person living with disability, that means it's somehow different. As in, they call you different type of names, different type of. Just like they call you negative names, which is not supposed to be negative. I think in a community, you are supposed to like love one another, and then take care of your neighbor, look after your neighbor. But right now, I think the community is no more there anymore. It's just focusing on the negative part. Oh, this child is not supposed to be in this class. This child is not supposed to be here. This child is not supposed to go that way or go.
You mean they stigmatize people like you?
Yes. Today, I think doing it. So me coming out here right now is to talk to people that there is something that you don't see in this child. Like me,
something you don't see in this child.
Like me now, I'm a graphic designer. I do forest trading. I also know mathematics because I like maths, so I'm a mathematician.
You mean it? You like mathematics very well.
Yes, sir.
Wow.
So the child that you look down on today may be something that the community needs or to invent to make the country to become something more greater. So if you look down on a child that has disability, you don't know what is in his brain. You don't know whether he can become the next or the Marx of tomorrow. I'll be the next inventor of something that the whole world will be like, wow, this child is great. I'm also a graduate.
You're also a graduate?
Yes.
What did you study in the university?
I studied business admin.
Wow.
So right now, you looking down on a child with disability doesn't mean the child cannot go further. Maybe the child cannot do anything meaningful. But if you invest on the child, put the child first, don't let the community look down on the child. Talk about what this child can bring to the community. not what the community will look at the child with.
So how are you treated in your immediate family?
Like,
When they came to understand that you have this intellectual disability, how were you treated before even coming to your peer groups in the community where you live with?
so my family, right, they love me. Everybody just like, okay, well, they accept it already, so there's no need for we put him inside, I be inside the door. Right from time, my dad was like, okay, this boy, they say he do not know anything. They say he cannot go far. Okay, let me to invest in you and see what the outcome will be.
That was what your father told.
Yes. And he started by coming to me, as in making sure that every day before he went to work, I would solve mathematics.
Wow.
So from there, he now see that, oh, this boy loves mathematics and is good in mathematics. Okay, why don't we put him in school and see what the outcome will be? They put me in school at a, as in where my age is supposed to be, like in primary 5 or primary 6. I started school around that something like 7 years, primary 1. After much lesson, going through lesson, from one lesson to
Getting you
another.
prepared.
Yes. Then so put in primary 1 and see what the outcome will be. And they put me in primary 1. And what the now saw in primary 1 was like, this boy can still go further, just invest in him. And from there, they saw the result of everything that they did.
Honestly. Is your father still alive?
Yes.
How is he feeling, seeing you?
He's happy, sir.
He's happy.
Really,
He's
really happy.
happy. Now, what will you tell parents who have children who have this intellectual disability like you? And what will you expect government to do to people like you, having understood clearly that a child like you can be extraordinarily intelligent? Because ordinarily myself, I fear mathematics. And for you, at the level at which you are, that you love mathematics, there is no nexus in what you are and what I am,
Yes.
with this super knowledge you have in that particular course. If you give me money to count, I find it very difficult to count, quite frankly. So what do you want the society, in the larger society, to do about people like you? And what will you expect government to do?
So the government to look into international disability and invest in it, because the next person you see in the future become person that will make the country to be great, not someone that is going to make the country to be like neglecting the role or be thinking of doing something outside. So right now, if I am the government, as in let's just assume that I'm the government, I will not like look at like a negative part of things going on. I will look at the positive part of investing in children with disability. Because once you invest in children with disability, you see a lot of things, a lot of knowledge, a lot of invention. And let me not surprise you. Do you know that Leonardo da Vinci,
Yeah.
if you check the man's work, that man is a autism man. Yeah, autism. The day I was like checking online, I was like,
You were shocked.
I was shocked that someone like this can become an artist. That people will sing praise into there and look at his work. So, if I could do something like that today, I'm sure that the country alone will become a historical something that everybody will like refer to. Oh, go to so place, look at this person work. Go to so country, look at this person work. So Nigeria can be also become that kind of place so that people with intellectual disability can be accepted in the community, not looking down on them. Because when you look down on people with intellectual disability, as in, there's more things that the brain can carry that people cannot carry. And the person that now surprised me very well was Albert Einstein. I said that he used 5% of his brain. Assuming he did not use 5, what's wrong is something like that. Right now, like, I don't be like, okay, for someone to use 5% of his brain to invest something,
Honestly.
it means that the person is not,
Super.
is not ordinary.
Yeah.
There's something wrong with him. So, if you not invest in intellectual disability, you see that things will get better for us.
So how did you discover Right in Action Project? The members, how did you discover that? Or they came to you?
I think I'll be
Okay, let me ask you.
Yes,
Okay.
I think I'll be in the best position to answer that.
All right.
So the Right in Action project is a project that started last year. It's actually a project that is sponsored by the government of Finland and gotten by CBN Global. So in Nigeria, the technical support is provided by CBN Nigeria, and the implementing partners, Inclusive Friends Association and JONAPID here in Nigeria. So what we did was that they tried to reach out to organizations, CSOs, that are advocating for persons with intellectual disability. Right now, under the intellectual disability cluster, it's made up of 3 organizations. That is the Down Syndrome Foundation Nigeria, and a Grace One Prayer Support Group, and Ria by Maria Autism Foundation, right? Those are the 3 organizations that made up the intellectual disability clusters of the Right in Action project. So the ask of the project is just to pick out the underrepresented group, within the general disability community. You agree with me that most time when we talk about disability, the thing in the mind of the average person in Nigeria, at least, is, oh, the look of people that are physically blind, or people that have physical disability, or the blind, or one kind of, even albinism. Yes, even albinism now is getting recognition more as a disability than you don't discover due to the societal stereotype and on those kind of things. You discover that persons with intellectual disability is almost like a write-off. Nobody is talking about it, and you see a whole lot of family. Let me shock you. Persons with the latest statistics, with the study conducted with JONAPID, latest one, we have the numbers, almost 7-point-something million.
People with this
intellectual alone. I'm not talking about general disability, just the numbers for persons with intellectual disability in Nigeria. And mind you, this statistics is not as if, because the challenges we have with getting data, getting to the imperial and all that. So what I'm saying is that the possibility that is more than is there, right? I mean, we have the number. If we have this large chunk of the member of your population, having intellectual disability, and right now there is no policy, there's no clear-cut policy, there's no intentionality about making sure that they are carried around, their rights are protected, then there's a challenge. It's a challenge. And that is exactly where the Right in Action project came in. Right now, for the intellectual disability cluster, we are pushing for inclusive education, we are pushing for implementation of policies, because at the initial stage, when we conducted our research, we discovered that actually it's not for lack of policies. If you go out there, there are policies, there are guidelines, there is laws that is supposed to, that say that it's their entitlement, a right for persons with disability to have education, right? So education. But you discover that in practice, those guidelines, those laws, those are not really, implementation is very low, next to nothing actually. So that is where we come in, that's where our advocacy push is that, for now, for STT, and may I mention that this is just a flagship of which we are hoping that, we'll be able to expand to the whole 36 states of Nigeria, because I'm sure every state in Nigeria have these numbers and need it,
What I'm trying to say...
Tobi is an example for somebody with intellectual disability that could access education. Imagine if we can be able to replicate thousands of millions of Tobi all over Nigeria. Our community will be better for it. You can see what, I don't need to speak. He's right there. The people are seeing him and see the way he can, when he's empowered when they are given opportunity, they can be able to achieve greater things. They can be able to, get reach the highest potentials in their lives.
Okay, talking about integrating them in schools, giving them that right to go to school. Are you saying government should establish special schools for them, or the normal school, like your child, my own child goes, so that he too can have access to that, or a school established strictly for that, like a special kind of a thing?
Well, the global concept of inclusive education is that every child learns in the same environment, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Why are you giving them special school?
No, I'm looking at, talking about speciality in school, looking at the way they are, so that they cannot be stigmatized among themselves as peer groups.
That's what we are saying. If the society's perception change, why will you stigmatize somebody? I can't stigmatize you because you're dark in complexion and I'm fair in complexion. If we cannot put stigma on that, human trait, specialized, why would we not put a stigma on somebody with intellectual disability? Well, the concept of
it takes time to discover such kind of children. I believe you must have done serious homework to discover Tobi Thomas David.
Far from it. Let me tell you.
Otherwise, if you don't see someone, the commonest aspect is Down syndrome, using it as an example. Down syndrome is a child that sits and then, saliva will be dropping, or either the mucus will be running. Nobody clears that from. So how will you now immediately discover that somebody can be like Tobi?
So let me tell you.
Yes.
Please, it is not true. That's what, in fact.
Now, what I'm saying, for you to know his ability, like for a person like him, to be able to have, the interest in studying mathematics, and truly he is, it takes time for you to discover such kind of a child.
Yes, I agree. I quite agree. Tobi is one of a success story.
Yeah.
And a success story of when the community, the society, the family unit, starting from the family unit, believes, right? But then what happens to other children out there that their family have not gotten the belief and gotten into the awareness that you need to believe in this child from inception and push for his or her inclusion, right? You say something that, Down syndrome is a person that... No, it's because the normal medical attention was not given at the proper time. It is not a given that, every child that has a Down syndrome will be bullying, having space. No. If, as a matter of fact, from age 0 to 5 is a very critical stage for every child with this intellectual disability to be able to, if the child is exposed to the opportunity of good medical care, medical attention, the specialized and specific one the child needs, the occupational therapy, the physiotherapists, the speech therapists and all that, you will see that the child will thrive better. But because of this stereotype we talk about, that was why we say we want to demystify all those stories today, to say that there's nothing spiritual about it. There is nothing...
And the church takes advantage. Some spiritual churches or the miracle churches take advantage of that kind of children.
Yes.
And then latch in the family members.
Exactly.
And be extorting them from telling them that they can be healed, or either
they are sick.
Some unseen forces are there tormenting the spirit of the child, or either the family.
Exactly.
And they move from one church to another. Do you see that?
Yes. That is why in the issue today we are saying that no, we are trying to tell you what is the actual thing. There is nothing spiritual about intellectual developmental disability. There is nothing village people about it. There is nothing religious about it. It is not a punishment. It is not a disease. Like I said, if the viewers do not get anything today, I wanted to get away with something. It's just another form of being human.
Another form of being human.
Yes.
That does it.
Yes. Some of us are fair in complexion. Some of us are dark. Some are very tall. Some are short. Some are very, some are very slim. So why is it that the society is not? Who set the standard? That's the question. Who set the standard of normal? What is normal? Can you look at Tobi now? Can you say he's normal? No. So what we're saying is that every human being, according to your own, your specialized who you are, and God has created you, you can learn in the same environment. If child A, you need to say it 10 times before the child A knows it. And if child B needs you to say it 50 times, why not? Just get an extra teacher, an extra teacher that will be able to cope up. Even the school, most schools there, they adopt what they call the Montessori, approach to teaching. Why don't we do that? They are in the same class. He's in the same class with his peers, learning according to his own pace. And they get a teacher, a guardian, a carer that will ensure that he learns in accordance with his own pace. And immediately we give them this opportunity, we will definitely reach their highest potential. Tobi is just a work in progress. By the time we hear about Tobi, we'll be amazed.
Yeah,
He's already telling us that.
Yeah.
The next president of
This kind
Nigeria.
of situation, is it genetic or maybe because what the parents eat?
No, that's what I've said it from the beginning,
Yeah,
that is just a pure biological coincidence. Let's put it that
Not
way.
necessarily what the parents
At
were
all.
eating then.
No. It can come. It's a random occurrence. It might be by, or for persons with cerebral palsy, maybe accident of birth during labor. Another. It can be Dr. Down syndrome specifically is purely coincidence that happened during conception. With an extra replication of chromosome 21. At that chromosome 21, that an extra replication that now make, because we get the typical child get 23 from the father, 23 from the mother, making it a pair of 46. But for a child with Down syndrome, it has an extra one, an extra power, extra intelligence, extra beauty, extra love, extra everything, making it 47 for them.
Let me get back to Tobi Thomas. At the level at which you are a mathematician and you're engaged in this computer of a thing, how many of you at the way you are and the level of that knowledge that so far have acquired, how many do you have in Abuja?
Right.
Who are intellectually disabled and they are very, very able intellectually in terms of studying aspects of life, mathematics, computer, many, name them.
Right now, I cannot say for now because we're not yet carrying a survey around Abuja to know how many people have this kind of disability that can do something extraordinary. Like for instance, in my school, which is in BM University, so we're planning to organize something like go back there to do a advocacy visit in there, as in make sure that we know the numbers of people in my school that have disability. Because right now in my school there's a boy named Emmanuel. Is it Emmanuel or David? So the boy is drilling. He's drilling like other people, but his parents invest in him to say that he must go to school. The boy is not coming to my way sometimes. I'll just stay and look at him, I'll just shake him. You are doing well. It's not easy. It's not easy to honestly.
Are you in touch? Tobi, are you in touch? I'm sorry. Are you in touch with people outside this country who, at a point, we are like seen as intellectually disabled, and they are doing well at the international level, like the way you are beginning to become in Nigeria?
No, I'm not.
Like either knowing somebody in America or in UK. Or
No, we're still getting
so,
this.
have you not discovered some of them on internet?
I discovered a few on internet, but I cannot negotiate with them at some point because I'm just getting used to it at some point. So when I'm new to it very well, then I wanna introduce myself that I'm also part of you guys. I think let's work on it, something that a project or something that the whole community will achieve on it and become a greater community, not just looking down on students or looking down on people with disability or looking down on a community with disability, because the tomorrow you are looking for is between them. The next scientist is there. The next accounting general that you're looking for, that is more and more like the accounting level is more like it's also there. So What are we looking for? Nothing. Just invest in them. Invest. So the goal.
So how many parents you have been able to talk to, advising them that despite the child looks like the way they see him or see her is likely not going to be the way they think? How many? Since you have become self-advocate, have you been able to convince some parents look at you and see you as an example that their child can truly excel and become somebody so important in the society like the way you are? Have you met with some other parents like that?
Yeah.
Yes, like few.
And or are there possible places that you address parents like that?
Those few I met on this thing, on a walkway, like so they like, so you can do this thing. I was like, yes. So they were like surprised. Even my former boss, as in I work for, so she was like, the first day I came to her office, she was like, can you do this work?
When she saw you,
and she was doubting. She was doubting. Can you do this work? Like, try me and see. Then she was like, okay. And she was surprised. She was amazed.
you started operating machine.
She was amazed. I think she was amazed. She was like, wow. So this boy can do something more extraordinary, more like extraordinary, as in more extra.
Yes.
More than what I might think of. So I think it's a privilege.
Yeah.
I think it's something that I expect every parent to look at. Don't lock the child in one room and hide the child. Instead, carry the child out. Make sure that the whole world knows about your child. I think when you invest on the child, even though say if you have 5 naira, say you invest on the child, the 5 naira will turn millions one day.
Honestly.
Don't lock the child and say that this child must be locked in one room. There's nothing to be done. The society will not take the child. This and that. But if you invest in that child, the child can be the next Elon Musk, the next Albert Einstein. There are plenty of people that the child can become. Even the Nigeria singer that is blind, that sings on this thing. What is his name? Sorry.
Cobans?
Oh yes, Cobans.
Okay.
Cobans are so
So does the parent determine that he must be locked up? But the parent invests in him and he came out
singer.
and he's a singer.
Well
So don't lock your child. Don't lock your child.
Do you have an ambition? What do you want to become apart from? You have already gotten the foundation.
Actually, right?
What do you want to do?
I'm planning.
Like become Ilmo?
I'm just planning, like, let me just go for government very, very soon. As in, let me just enter like House of Rep.
Wow.
Make some changes over there.
Wow.
From there, I think the changes will be shown.
Wow.
Yes.
I said it that you're looking at potentially the next president of Nigeria.
Sure.
So, but I think what Tobi is trying to say is that the demystification starts from the family unit,
Sure.
right? So, from the family unit, as a family, if you want your child, the fact that you have a child with intellectual disability or developmental disability is not an excuse to write off the child. Because we discover that in Nigeria, that is what happens most time. That is why the stereotype, that is why the prejudices are high. Because they say, oh, this one is a write-off. It's not, is that one that is disabled. And by the way, sir, let me correct you on air. You keep using the word disabled.
I'm just trying to, I'm looking for
the best disability.
Yes,
just a person.
Anyway.
Yeah, I know. That's why we are correcting the narrative. That's why we are correcting that narrative. They have a disability. And for the information of everybody, each and every one of us, even the ones we think normal, have one form of disability or the other. you know, all of us
Like
have
in the
some
case of myself, I don't know anything
about
concerning
maths.
figures.
You don't know.
Nothing.
No, that's a disability, right? Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
So that is it, you know. So what we are saying is that the demystification starts from the family unit. You know, the awareness starts from the family unit. The believing in this your child starts from the family unit. Don't hide your child. Tobi have said it here more than how many times.
Yeah.
Do not hide your child. Give the child the opportunity to attain its highest potential. And that is why the Right in Action project is supporting.
Yeah.
We are supporting, we are saying that, you know, we need to onboarding this, we need to, you know, unpack it for people to understand that, you know, there are possibilities, huge possibilities in these children.
Okay, Barrister Ijeoma, Fynecountry.
Yes.
And Tobi Thomas, David, we are gradually coming to the end of the program.
Okay.
What basically do you want those who are watching us right now to take home with?
Okay, like I said, for me, I want them to take home the fact that intellectual disability is just another form of being human. And persons with intellectual disability have a right, as a human right, to enjoy every other services benefit as every other citizen of this country can benefit. Do not hide your child. Bring out your child. Give your child the opportunity to attain the highest potential they can achieve in life. And just in that aspect, the community, the government also have a major role to play. You know, we need the policies that are out there. We need outright implementation. We need improved implementation. You know, we've got the laws, but we need to be recognized that this is as of right to us. And government is very intentional about ensuring that, you know, we are carried along.
Tobi, as a way of rounding up the program, talk to people who are watching you right now, and even parents who have intellectual disability in their homes.
They should not like look down on the child. They should invest on the child. They should bring the child out, not locking the child in one room and be saying that don't come outside when they visit or when they bring the child out. As in, let the child come outside, then be able to talk and make friends, get to know people. From there, the child can relate to the society.
You say you are a mathematician and what?
A
What do you
graphic
do now?
designer.
Huh?
A graphic designer.
Say it very well.
A graphic designer.
Graphic designer. That's what you are.
Yes, sir. I'm also a forest trader.
A what?
A forest trader.
Wow. That's amazing.
Yes.
I hope to see you standing in the front of the crowd and address them sometimes that you want to become the president of this country.
Yes.
I believe you will get there.
We'll get there.
You will
Definitely.
get there.
Yes.
Honestly. Thank you so much for
Thank you,
being
sir.
At first, when I saw you, I underrated you. I never knew that you're much more than me.
I can see that how you're
I never knew you're much more than me. I want to thank you greatly for really finding time to be with us on this program with issues. I believe those who are listening to us or watching us right now, these are the issues we discuss in the society, and we expect government to take up from there and address them fundamentally. There are very many people yet to be discovered that can be useful to the society and probably turn around the society or the country and even beyond. Who knew that animals will be coming up with what today we say AI? And now that's artificial intelligence. We believe you can get there since you have gotten the foundation. I want to thank your parents for discovering you as quickly as possible. I want to thank Right in Action Project for equally discovering you, and many people like that will be discovered so that at the end of the day, they are integrated fully in society and they give in their best for society to grow. I want to thank you sincerely. Let me feel you.
Thank you, sir.
What's your number? So that those read your number out now.
Our next speaker
They want to know who Tobi is. Do you have number? Can they call you?
Yes.
Read your number now.
Right. You can follow me at my Instagram account at Thomas Tobi. And at my Snapchat is Thomas Tobi. Then my this is my TikTok. Yes, it's Thomas Tobi. Thomas Tobi David. Then my phone number, that's the WhatsApp number, 070-88-79-7221. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
May I add to that, Right in Action Project Intellectual Disability Cluster has an Instagram page.
Okay.
You can follow up, and the Instagram page is Right in Rare Project 2026. So you can search
Rare
us.
Project
Rare Project, as in RIA Project in small letters 2026. So you can follow us on Instagram. You see some of the work we do there, and you know.
Fynecountry, thank you.
That's me.
Yeah. Well, we're running off the program, and I really want to appreciate you for being part of this great show, The Issues with Topsy Gimbal on ASO Television Channel 392, the program that comes to you Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, 9 o'clock to 9:45, where we discuss issues. I'm feeling so great, really, interviewing an exceptional Nigerian in the person of Tobi Thomas David. What he does and what he intends to do, I believe he has a great future ahead of him. And I appreciate the Right in Action project for discovering such an intellectual Nigerian. We appreciate you deeply for what you are doing. Well, that's the length of the program, and we're drawing the curtains to it. My name is Topsy Gimbal. Do have a very lovely morning time. We shall see you again some other time with yet another package. Stay tuned, don't go away.